Texas followed through quickly on a directive from the Trump administration to revoke commercial driver's licenses from some immigrants. Federal officials called this a needed safety measure, but new reporting reveals the impact that is having on some workers' lives here in the state. So joining us now to talk more about what she learned in her reporting is Colleen de Guzman with the Texas Tribune. Colleen, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's do a little bit of a refresher for people out there. Remind us what the Trump administration sought to change about these CDLs and some of the arguments they made to do this.
Yes, so last September, the Trump administration's Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, urged states to close dangerous loopholes in the process of obtaining truck driver's licenses. They wanted to restrict people who are non-citizens from getting CDLs. And so, in transportation terms, people who are legal non-citizens, like DACA recipients or those on temporary protective status, are called non-domiciled. And the administration has been targeting non-domiciled licenses, saying they've been a threat to safety on roads. The Transportation Secretary pointed to several vehicle accidents last year involving 18-wheelers driven by non-domiciled truck drivers, including one that happened in Austin that led to a 17-vehicle pileup in I-35. And so as of September, people without U.S. citizenship are no longer able to get trucking licenses. People who don't have U.S. citizenship but are legal residents here, and about 6,400 non-citizen truck drivers in Texas had their licenses revoked within the last few months, and many others will not be able to renew theirs once they expire.
Yeah, that gets us caught up for someone that you profiled in your piece that's available on the Texas Tribune's website. So this woman's name is Veronica Vieira. Talk to us about what her background is and then now what's happened to her in her truck driving business.
So Veronica she lives in Houston, and she was a truck driver for about 7 years before she found out that her CDL was suspended in December. She actually was delivering office chairs to San Antonio when she found out.
Hmm.
She is a DACA recipient who moved to Houston from Guatemala when she was 8 years old. And she delivered everything across the state. She told me about how she would bring whiskey to Laredo, solar panels to the Hill Country. She also would bring produce from the Rio Grande Valley back up to Houston. So oranges, tangerines, and onions. And when I spoke to her, I got the sense that she was a very proud Texas driver. Her husband painted her 18-wheeler bright pink, and she named it Pink Panther. And she decorated the inside with these pink decorations. She made her steering wheel pink, and she had these pink flowers everywhere because she spent so much time inside it. But when she found out that she lost her license, her whole world collapsed. She's a mother of five, and she has a 19-year-old son who was in flight school in Florida in December when she found out that she lost her license. And her son's dream is to be a pilot someday. And since she lost her job, he had to drop out of school. He dropped out, I believe, the same day that they found out she lost her license. There was no way to continue paying his tuition. And others in her family have had to make sacrifices. Her daughter is in high school, and she's in band club, but she doesn't know if she could stay in it anymore because uniforms are pretty expensive. And so Viera is now working as an Uber driver. It's a similar transition that many truck drivers have made, the ones who have lost their licenses. But she's not making the same amount that she was making before, and she just really misses being behind the wheel.
Yeah, that of course is the repercussions for just this one person that you profiled in your piece. But how much is this also affecting perhaps filling the shortage of truck drivers that Texas really needs?
Yeah, so we spoke to some experts on the supply chain. One professor at Texas A&M Business School said that he expects the cost to be passed down to customers, to Texans, because this new labor challenge and the rising cost of gas and multiple other factors, the industry he is predicting will lean more on transporting goods by train, which is more expensive. But the president of the Texas trucking industry, we spoke to him, and he said that he's not that concerned about any major shifts in the state's economy since non-citizen truck drivers make up a small percentage of the workforce here in Texas.
Hmm.
He also said the industry is resilient and he believes it will adapt to changes.
Well, that again is Colleen De Guzman with the Texas Tribune. You can read her story focused on this on the Texas Tribune's website, so please give it a read. Again, Colleen, thanks as always for being with us. We appreciate you and your reporting.
Thank you for having me.